Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sitting down in my sweats, keeping it cash, and I'm going to show you how I do my no makeup look. Obviously it involves some sort of makeup, but it's in a way that it makes your skin still look and feel like skin, and it's for the days where either you're feeling ill and you just want to make yourself look a little bit more awake and less sick, or for the days where you just want to look a little bit put together and you can't be bothered to do a full face of glam. This is just going to make you look nice and awake and just nice and glowy, and it's still going to make your skin look and feel like skin. So I was actually on Instagram live over the weekend and I asked you guys if you wanted to see a full-on YouTube video of how I do my no makeup, and so many of you guys said yes. And I also did a poll on my Twitter and basically you guys want to see it, so I am here today and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do my no makeup look. So I'm going to jump straight into what I'm going to be using on my skin. So I have already cleansed my skin and I am going to go in with a moisturizer. I like to keep things very light on my skin when I am doing like no makeup kind of days. So I'm going to take this L'Oreal Paris Hydra Aloe Water and I'm going to shove about 2 squirts of that onto my face. And this is really nice and light and it doesn't feel like heavy on the skin, which is what I like, especially when I'm doing a no makeup look, because I don't want to feel like I've got like a ton of products on my face. So this is going to keep everything nice and light, but it's also going to make sure that our skin is nice and moisturized. I did actually forget to mention a few products on my Instagram live, one of them being SPF, and I'm a huge believer in wearing SPF on good days, bad days, sunny days, windy days, cloudy days, you name it. Every single day you should be wearing SPF. So I'm going to take this Murad Luminous Shield. This is an SPF 50 and it has, as the name suggests, quite a luminous kind of look and feel to it. So I'm just going to add a couple of squirts of this onto my face. The next step I don't always do, but recently I've just been loving a good old glow to the skin. So I'm taking my Pixi Glow Mist. It does have like a layer of oil in it, so you want to give it a good shake so it's nice and mixed up together, and then spray all over your face. And this is just going to add an extra bit of glow to the skin. Now I'm going to move on to the actual like makeup products. And when I'm having a relatively good skincare day, I don't really need to spot conceal, but I do have this little sucker right here, which is a spot that's basically healed, but it's just left a red mark, which means I've got to go and spot conceal. So I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade medium, and this is basically the same color as my skin. So this works really well for spot concealing any kind of areas that I just want to even out on my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to the areas that I want to conceal. I kind of do it around my mouth the most because that's where I have the most kind of hyperpigmentation, and also around my nose because my nose is always really red. Okay, so I've got weird lines going on all over my face, but I'm just going to get like a dense brush like this. You can totally use a beauty blender, but I've been really lazy and I haven't washed any of mine, so I'm just going to go ahead with this brush. This is a Backstage Beauty foundation buffer, and I'm just going to go ahead and start blending all of those concealer parts that are on my face into my skin. And this concealer is quite heavy, but because we've really prepped and primed our skin, it's going to blend in really nicely. And as you can tell, like it looks like I've got foundation on, but I really haven't. I've just blended the concealer into the skin. And then what I do is I just kind of go over my whole skin with my brush. I mean, obviously my brush doesn't have too much product on it, but I just like to make sure that everything is nice and seamless because I don't want to see where like my spot concealing starts and finishes. So this is just going to make sure that everything is really nicely buffed into the skin. One thing I totally forgot is lip balm. So I'm taking my Tatcha lip balm. This is a really bougie lip balm. You can use your favorite one. Doesn't have to be this one, but I just love this one. So I'm going to put this all on my lips like so. And one thing that I really like doing is I like looking up close in a mirror to make sure that there aren't any kind of weird patches on my skin. You can go ahead and cover your eyelids. I, however, don't like putting products on my eyelids when I don't need to, so I'm just going to leave them bare. But if you want, you can go ahead and put some concealer on them or a little bit of foundation, but I'm going to leave mine naked. Because I like my skin to still look like I've got a little bit of dimension to it, I am going to take a lighter concealer. This is my Maybelline Age Rewind concealer thingy majiggy in the shade Light, and I'm going to put this on the areas that I really want to kind of like highlight so my face isn't looking too flat and one color. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to put this underneath my eyes very, very slightly. It's a very, very thin layer. And again, you can totally skip this step, but I really like doing this. I'm just going to put this on the top bridge part of my nose, a little bit on the forehead and a little bit on the chin. And then using that same brush, we are just going to blend all of that into the skin. And this just adds light into the skin. And I just really like the way that this kind of looks as an end result. We're still going to work on the skin, and what I really like to do is I like to use cream products more than powders. I didn't actually have my cream products on hand when I was doing my Instagram live, but I'm going to take this cream bronzer. This is actually more of like a liquid bronzer, but this is from L'Oreal and it's in sponge form, so the product is actually in there, and this blends into my skin so beautifully. So I'm going to grab this, and I should really actually have my beauty blender. I had no choice but to wet a beauty blender. This is actually a Tarte beauty blender and it is so big. I didn't realize it would get this big. But anyways, I'm going to get this. I'm going to put it in to the bronzer and I'm just going to add this to the perimeters of my face. And this is just going to warm up the skin really slightly. This is just a few shades off my actual skin tone. So it's just going to give a really natural look and feel to the skin. And as you can see, it's just given me a really, really natural glow. Nothing too crazy, nothing too much. But this is a really, really light product, so it's going to look really natural on the skin. And again, I'm looking up close and personal on a small mirror to make sure everything is nice and blended in together. Working in with cream products again, I'm going to take a little bit of this Naked Skin concealer. Highlighter. So this I picked up in LA and it's in the shade Sin, which is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades that they do. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand, and this is such a gorgeous natural highlight. We want to try and keep it as natural as possible. I would actually go in with my iconic Illuminator. We might add a little bit on top depending how I'm feeling, but I'm just going to take some of this and put this onto the high points of my cheeks, and it just adds a really subtle glow. Go on, let's just add a little tiny bit of this, because we all know everyone is about the glow these days. Well, I'm definitely about the glow these days. But I'm just going to take some of it on the back of my hand and I'm just going to add on top. And you need the tiniest amount of this. Can you see that glow? We're going to have to tone that down a little bit, I think. The next step is again very, very optional, but I'm just going to set the bronzer areas using this shade right here. It's the middle one from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm literally just touching it once in here, just to give the areas that we applied that L'Oreal bronzer some kind of setting power. For blush, you can totally skip, but I'm going to add some of this shade right here, which is called Shame On You by Sephora, and really lightly dusting it onto the apples of my cheeks. And this is just going to add some colour back into our skin so it doesn't look too bronzed or highlighted. It's just going to make us look really nice and happy and glowy. Taking the tiniest bit of my Laura Geller Gilded highlight, tiniest amount, I'm just going to set the areas with a fan brush. I like using a fan brush for like my natural days because it kind of disperses the product really like naturally rather than really intensely. So it's always a good tip to switch over to a fluffy brush like this. And this one in particular is from Sephora. So when I'm looking up close at my skin, I can still see my like little freckles peeking through. It doesn't look heavy on the skin and it actually looks really nice and natural. But to make sure we've still got that glow going on, I am going to go in with some more of the Glow Mist. Give it a shake and spray my face. Try not to eat it at the same time. Moving on to the eyes, which are going to be super easy to do. I'm going to do my brows really quickly. I have had my brows microbladed. I haven't gone for my top up. Really bad of me, I know. But I'm going really soon. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to brush them through very slightly. And then I'm just filling in any kind of sparse areas. So we don't want to make them too blocky. We're just going to kind of even out the shape and just even out like the color of them. If you have amazing brows that you don't need to do anything to, then you can totally like not do anything to them. Just run some like brow gel through them and you'll be good to go. Simple and easy as that. It's nothing that's going to be too time consuming. It's just very light and natural. Giving the brows a quick set with Gimme Brow from Benefit. And for mascara, I was going to use my favorite mascara combo, but I want to make this look as natural as possible. But I love mascara. Like, I love wearing a lot of mascara, even on my more natural days. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the one, which is this Baby Roll mascara, and I'm going to apply this to the top and bottom lashes. And I'll probably do about 2 coats. I know that's a bit excessive, but you can just do however much you feel comfortable wearing. I'm probably the messiest mascara applier ever. I do have some mascara on my eyelids, but we'll clean that up in a little bit. But just to finish off my lashes very quickly, I'm going to take this brown Infallible gel eyeliner from L'Oreal. I would use my black one, but I don't know where I've put it. I literally cannot find it anywhere. And brown is still a really good option to go for if you want a really natural look. It'll look a lot softer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my upper waterline right here. And this is just going to make sure that any gaps in my lashes look fuller. I've just wiped away a little bit of lip balm before we go into lipstick. This is a very kind of natural pinky peach color, and it's called Hollywood Beige, and it's a liquid lipstick. It says that it's a matte lip paint, but I would say it's more of kind of like a satin finish. But I'm just going to apply a little bit of this onto my lips. And this smells so good. It smells like sweets, but it's really comfortable to wear. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing lipstick as such, but it's a very natural and pretty color. And now the final thing to do is to clean up that mascara that I've got on my eyelid. So I'm going to take a little bit of eye makeup remover and I'm just going to wipe away. One last thing that I forgot to do is I love taking my Lash Star lash comb and I just go through my lashes to make sure that all of the hairs are nice and like evenly spread out. And this, you guys, is probably the most ridiculous no makeup look that you've probably seen because I've used like 20 different products. You totally do not have to use as many products as I did. But this is my favorite way of getting that kind of no makeup look with my skin still showing through, my little freckles in my skin still seeping through. And yeah, my skin just looks and feels like skin and it doesn't feel heavy and I still look and feel really nice and healthy and glowy. So I do really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And if you haven't yet subscribed, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The button is just down there, and if you hit the bell next to it, you'll get notified every single time I upload a new video. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful with my updated kind of tips and tricks and products that I like using to create a no makeup look. And yeah, I guess that is all from me for now, and I will see you all in my next video.